Hey everyone, myself Venkat. I am pursuing my engineering at Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Uh, I am from the section Chevrolet. The course code is PPHY102 and the title of the course is Applied Physics. The topic is Physics in Animation. Creating animated characters in physics. First, let's know the agenda of today's topic. They are: how is physics used in animation? Understanding physics in animation, applying physics principles, and first let us know go through the introduction of creating animated characters using physics. Creating animated characters using physics involves simulating the realistic movement and behavior of characters based on the principles of physics. The approach adds a level of naturalness and dynamism to animations, making characters move in a way that mimics the physical world. Creating animated characters using physics involves simulating the realistic movement and behavior of characters based on the principles of physics. Now let us understand what is use of physics in animation. Rigging. First, let us know what is rigging. Before applying physics, you typically start with a character's rig. A rig is a digital skeleton that defines how the character moves. Joints and bones are assigned to specific parts of the character for control. Physics simulation. Physics simulation in animation involves applying principles such as gravity, friction, and collision detection to make characters more realistically instead of manually animating every movement. You let the physics engine handle some aspects. By applying the key concepts of physics like gravity, mass, force, and inertia, with which will influence the movement of an animated characters. By accurately applying these concepts, animators can create more believable and realistic characters and animations. Creating realistic movements with other physical forces in addition, like friction, air, balance, momentum, collision detection, and joints and constraints. They can be stimulated to make the movements more realistic based on the rig. Applying physics principles. Several physics principles are employed to stimulate realistic movement, interaction, and behavior. These principles help animators create dynamic and convincing animations that adhere to the laws of physics, such as gravity. Gravity is a force that pulls object towards the earth, towards the center of the earth or any other massive body. Animations stimulate the effect of gravity on objects, making them fall, bounce, and move in a way consistent with real world physics. Next, we have mass and inertia. Mass is the amount of matter in an object, and inertia is the resistance of the object to change the state in motion. If an animation character is running in a full speed, if we want to get slowed down, we are going to apply inertia on that animation character so that he gets slowed down. Objects with greater mass exhibits more inertia, affecting their response to external forces. Animator assigns mass properties to objects to control the movement realistically. Next we have joints and constraints. Joints and constraints define how parts of a system move in relation to each other. Animations use joints and constraints to create realistic skeletal structures and ensure proper connections and movements between different parts of character or objects. These joints and constraints they come under the rig, as rig is the skeletal structure of an animated character, which where the joints and constraints helps in the bending of any body part. For example, bending the arm of like moving the arm of an animated character, or like folding or like clapping or moving of the fingers. Everything comes under the joints and constraints. Next, we have projectile motion. Projectile motion describes the motion of an object thrown into the air influenced by gravity and air resistance. Uh, Animators use projectile motion principles for objects like thrown projectiles, jumping characters, or any other objects in free fall. The animators use this projectile for the animated characters, like for example, for the animated characters to jump from one building to another building accurately in a projectile mode. Next comes the friction. Friction is a force that opposes the relative motion or tendency of such motion of two surfaces in contact. Animations takes into account friction to determine how objects slide, stop, or rotate on the surfaces. This is important for creating realistic movements and interaction. This friction it determines how an object slides on the surface or rotates or runs on the surface. Thank you for watching.